What's up, everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we are playing some historic rogues. Don't click off the video. I know it's rogues. Everyone hates rogues, but we had to talk about the elephant in the room here a little bit with this one, and that is alchemy cards in historic. And we got some insane new alchemy cards from the most recent drop that makes some decks pretty insane. And I love playing historic. Historic has been, in general, my favorite format. I love playing standard. It's really fun. Alchemy, I've never been a huge fan of. I like the idea of it. Like, there's some decks that, for me, just as a brewer, I'm like, oh, I get to brew more decks. I really like that side of it, but I don't typically enjoy this as much. But historic has been ruined a little bit with alchemy, and I wanted to see by how much, and also just like, does it really change things up a ton? And Undercity Plunder is just an insane card, as well as Painful Bond, the two cards that we got from the new alchemy set that are in this that just make rogues insane. Like, they're just such a huge upgrade, as well as Network Distributor, which I like from Kamigawa as well. I wanted to show that we are playing something new with this as well. But Undercity Plunder, 2-mana sorcery. Target opponent discards a card. Then they may discard an additional card. If they don't, you conjure a duplicate of a random card from their library into your hand. That can be a land, it can be their best card in their deck. You know, it perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast this spell. I've been able to get thought monitors out of people's decks with this so far, and be able to just like, oh, well, once I get up to enough mana, and, you know, I stole another artifact somehow as well, and all of a sudden I'm being able to play it for 6 mana, draw a couple extra cards. It's just insane. We also have Painful Bond, a 2-mana instant, draw 2 cards, and then cards in your hand with mana value 3 or greater perpetually gain. When you cast this, you lose 1 life. Oh no, not in a Lurrus deck. Oh, my 1 Call of Death Roller, and maybe the 2 Into the Stories. See, this is an amazing card. Draw 4 cards. Into the Story, why am I not playing 4 copies of it? Because Painful Bond is insane. It's instant speed, draw 2. Yeah, it's not draw 4 at instant speed, but rogues also have a hard time getting up to 4 mana sometimes. Sometimes playing the full 4 mana to cast this does ruin the ability to play multiple things out on that turn. It kind of messes up with some of the tempo you play of this, which honestly, I probably should still have several copies of this. I'm going up to an extra copy of Spell Pierce right now, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna go 3 Into the Story. I'm not sure if I want 3 Into the Story or 3 Painful Bonds. I really don't know. They're both amazing, but that's just, it's an insane card. Yeah, when I cast these, potentially if they're in my hand or if a Lurrus is in my hand, I might lose 1 life. Oh dear. Oh, that's the worst. This is just insane. So anyway, if this said like every card in your hand got it, then it'd be like, oh, that's a kind of bad payoff with that. But you just build around this, and all of a sudden it's just instant speed, 2 mana, draw 2 cards for no, like, I don't have to sacrifice stuff. I don't have to do anything else. It's insane. So that's the deck, guys. Let's go and dive into the gameplay, see how busted rogues are now, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, pretty awesome hand. We have lots of discard in this opening hand, which does turn on down to the Loch for many cards as well. So take their early play, Undercity Plunder hurts them a ton, and then trying to lock the counter whenever else turn after. We'd like another 1-drop or something, but yeah, this is pretty good. I've been debating how much I like these lands in these. I've been putting 2 into my historic decks right now. Watery Graves. The issue is that with how many other cards I'm bringing into my stuff, I'm not having as many basic lands, even in a 2-land hand, 2-color deck, and so it's going to hurt us a lot here. And so I've been not really liking having the Drown on the Lochs, or sorry, the Drown Catacombs, the ones that are just check lands, as much. All right, Fateful Absence, Otherworldly Light. So removal is annoying, but I think I take the Narset here, and I'm going to force him to discard those with the Undercity Plunder. They'll probably discard the Farewell since it's so late in the game, but we're showing them right now not any creatures yet. So they don't know that we're a rogue deck, although I guess Lurrus is something. Farewell, discard another one. It's early on. Discard doesn't hurt that much, right? All right, so we know that they might have some removal here for this Blackguard, which will be frustrating. Gives us a free land. That's frustrating. Oh well. So they do have 2 removal spells. See, I really like being able to play that there. I do want to get the counter onto these guys. They can kill 1 creature this turn, 1 the next turn. I think I play Oona, because they can't kill it with Otherworldly Light here. And I can flash in Thieves Guild Enforcer in response to them doing something else. Sweet. I wanted them to not cast anything there. That was huge. Narset. All right, so we go for Thieves Guild Enforcer. Mill over a couple more cards. Wow, things that they would have not wanted with Narset anyway. Oh well. So I didn't get the Drown of the Loch, but that's fine. Now Drown of the Loch hits a lot of other stuff. They have the Wrath of God. Just fine. We have an answer for that. I want the discard. I really want the discard here with Thieves. So they just discard a card. It's not, we don't get to pick the discard. So it's a little bit frustrating. We can force Narset to die if they use it again. So let's just do this. Force them to discard a card. So get rid of a land. Play Watery Grave tapped, I believe. Pass turn. So they're probably going to go for this Wrath of God. They just got rid of a land. Yep. Loses the Narset. That is big for us. Any card draw off the top would be great. We have 5 cards that draw us lots of cards. We've not been able to find them. Dovin's Veto. All right, that is annoying. Awesome. Awesome. Going to our turn. Okay, they're going to force us to tap down with this Drown of the Loch, but I'm kind of okay with that. Otherworldly Light. Do I force them to use the Dovin's Veto now? It does get rid of one thing. We know that they have another removal spell anyway. Although I'd much rather have it be Fateful Absence here to give us the card draw. Wrath of God still in hand. We'll let that resolve. That's fine. Not the best draw for us. All right, so we're going to bring Lurrus to hand. Swing in for 1. Doesn't really do a whole lot, but it's fine. Fateful Absence. Card draw, which can turn on Fatal Push. Still leaving the Dovin's Veto in hand, though. We can bring this back with Lurrus as well, though, on the next turn. So I'm kind of okay with this. Pass turn. I mean, that forces them to go into the board wipe mode, which I would love to find a Spell Pierce here off the top. That would probably be the bestest. So draw the clue. Soaring Thought-Thief I like as well. Yeah, being able to play stuff at flash speed is huge. We're also getting close to this Hall of the Storm Giants, which is pretty cool too. We got rid of 2 really good removal spells for it. I want to hold off on Lurrus for as long as possible. We had Drown of the Loch, which they know that they have. If I had a 1-drop here, it would be really nice to be able to play. Next turn I can play Lurrus and other stuff too. So let's go ahead and just pass the turn. Hold off for now. They're still on 4 lands, which has been nice. The discard has helped there. I could stop them here with Drown of the Loch. Like, we know that they can't counter this. We can play around the Dovin's Veto and the Wrath of God a little bit in other ways. But them just drawing cards is something we want to keep them off of the whole time, right? So I'm going to go ahead and counter this. It's a little bit funky, but I think it is worthwhile. Censors draws a card there. Okay. We know that they do have counters in this deck for sure. So they might just have a counter for the Soaring Thought-Thief. All right, go Soaring Thought-Thief. No removal. Okay, pass to my turn. Blackguard, an extra Blackguard is pretty sweet. It's a ton of discard. So Wrath of God is still annoying. Hall of the Storm Giants is huge too, though. So I can shock this, and I have Hall of the Storm Giants online. If they have targeted removal, like a Worldly Light, whatever, then they had to use it, and that's kind of okay with us. And we're forcing the issue sooner than later. So let's just go ahead and do this. We're hitting in. 2-turn clock. See what you got. So Wandering Flippin' Emperor. All right, at least they can't kill Hall of Storm Giants. So they get rid of Soaring Thought-Thief. Soaring Thought-Thief.
I am almost sad.
All right. Down to 17. They got to gain life. Fatal Push can at least kill the token if they make one there. They can't use all just yet.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
I like Merfolk Windrobber. So I can kill Wandering Emperor right now with Hall of the Storm Giants. Just get that off the board. I could hit in for face. They would have to find a land to have an answer. If I find a land, I have Fatal Push to kill the dude and Hall of the Storm Giants for the wind. But that does leave us lacking a little bit here. I could force them to have the board wipe. But would that be better after killing the Wandering Emperor? Probably. Let's kill the Emperor. And I really would like to have had one more play there to go for. But I think we kill you. Takes up an entire turn.
I'm never done for.
Leaves them a chance to get to lands for their Hall of the Storm Giants. But then we have flyers over the top as well. All right, draws 2 cards. It's out of land. I'm going to keep one with Hall for now. They did find a land, so that's for later turns. We're going to shock ourselves with Watery Grave, get out Windrobber. It's card draw for us as well. Otherworldly Light, they have to have 3 mana for the ward here as well. They go for 0 though, right? They can do it for 0. I hate you so much right now. Oh my goodness. People always got everything. All right, down to 12. Dude, the one card that could kill it with the amount of mana that they had. Hate people sometimes so very much. So we have Fatal Push for this on the next turn. They have Dovin's Veto to be okay with that. I think card draw is necessary here, so we are going to go ahead and block and draw. I can't hope for them to not be top decking amazing things, because you know what keeps happening? They keep top decking amazing things. All right, so forcing a board wipe of some sort. I don't really want all this stuff in the graveyard. I need to have 4 mana available. Oona. Tinybones. That's enough that they're going to have to kill stuff on the board. I'm just debating if it's worth throwing out one more to force the board wipe this turn. I don't know if they would be able to run into another piece of removal this quickly, though. Like, that is so much removal if they have it. And Distributor can help, hopefully, ruin their mana on their turn a little bit. So if I can tap down, like, Hall of the Storm Giants here, that's huge. Huge. Pass them my turn. Into the Story is awesome. So I want them to counter my Fatal Push so I can resolve Into the Story. But we're just going to go for Distributor. Tap down Hall of the Storm Giants. Get a chance at discard. Or they have to have removal now. This is exactly why we like Network Distributor. Cycles, okay. Resolve. Attack in. They also have this Castle Vantress to scry with, which is probably when we have our chance to activate into the story. So they discard a card. We get to draw an extra card here now with Tinybones as well. We know board wipe's coming. We know that they also have a Hall of Storm Giant. So we go into the story now while they're tapped out. Bunch of extra cards. I love it. And now we have Thoughtseize as well. Oh, yeah. That's a way to get rid of the Dovin's Veto or whatever else we need. Or the board wipe. Board wipe they're going to have to go for now. Down to... Man, I love having a full hand there. That is so good. Wrath of God. Yeah, we don't have an answer. Look at your hand. Yeah, I clearly have Counterspell in hand, but I'm just not going to do it. Did I have a Merfolk Windrobber? Okay, I don't think I did. Fetid Pools is pretty nice for some more card draw. Get out Castle Locthwain. Thoughtseize. This gets Dovin's Veto. They don't want us to see the other card. Yeah. That's what we were hoping for. We also don't lose the 2 life, which is helpful. So now it's oh man, I hope they don't have another board wipe. Oona Lomanaya. And a way to draw cards with what's on board. Draw removal for Hall, though we don't actually have the ability to do that right now. So yeah, we'll just draw with that. Pass turn. So they have to have board wipe. They have not found many board wipes, which means there's a very good chance they have found another one. They could also have a few other cards here. So doesn't pressure life total. Good stuff. Cycle Fetid Pools. We are tapped out. They know that we don't have Counterspell now. That's my turn. Double discard is huge. This is instant speed as well. It's so good. So I can flash in lethal if I feel like they don't have anything. So we're going to swing in with everything. This does make the Hall of Storm Giants a little bit more scary, but we do have an answer if they don't have another Dovin's Veto in hand or whatever else. So let's see what you got. I mean, 2 cards being discarded. You have to make plays now. So Shark Typhoon. I'm going to go ahead and draw cards now. I want a chance to find something to do here. This is less chance of them having a Dovin's Veto. If they have it now, then we know exactly what's in their hand. So they go for the Dovin's Veto. All right. But now we get to for sure kill this. And that's what we were hoping for. So now they get to draw the card. A card comes to hand. They're tapped out, so we get to discard that card. And opponent scoops it up. Yes! Ooh, yeah. Oh, that's good. The only downside that we had there was if they top decked into a board wipe, we were still on the back foot there, and they could go in with like Hall of Storm Giants, whatever. But good stuff. Good stuff. Up against Captain Badul. And interesting hand. I love Oona into another rogue, but rogue that doesn't have flying is a bit awkward. We're going to keep this. This on turn 2 is one of our best rogues to be playing. Fatal Push gives us some answers. Into the Story is a fairly dead card for a while, though, because none of these really have ways to fill a graveyard except through discard, but that's not as fast. Shipwreck Marsh go, pass turn. Den. All right, Gobos. Gobos are scary. Choose a creature card in your hand and perpetually gains haste. That's also terrifying. Okay, you're going to go with Oona. Hopefully they have a little bit less removal because it's goblins and I can get in for a few hits to try to do something. I want Black Source off the top, though. That would be amazing. Burning Tree Emissary. Oh. Oh my goodness, that's terrifying. Wowzers. Oh, just a Drown in the Loch. Just that card you're going to find off the top. Cool. Tinybones is a good blocker here. That's a black source. Huzzah. Eagle Enforcer and Tinybones is pretty solid. It means that we don't just kill something right off with Fatal Push, but that's still not terrible. Let's go ahead and get this out right away. Having it be flashy would be awesome. But let's go ahead and disrupt them a little bit here. Yeah, 2/3 to block here is super good. Let's see, what else can we see from this deck? All right, so it's just straight up mono red aggro with Burning Tree. We'll attack in. I want to keep Oona around if possible. I'm fine with Thieves dying here. We're filling the graveyard enough to get to this. Ooh, that kills Oona. All right, that's bad. So kill you. Down to 11. Spell Pierce is somewhat interesting. Where are they at? They're at 5 here. So Fatal Push gets them to 6. Spell Pierce, not enough for Into the Story. Yeah, so I think we're bringing Lurrus in and we're choosing one of these at some point here. If Tinybones dies, we can kill Chain Whirler. Yeah, so Lurrus to hand. That is a pretty good play for this matchup anyway, just having the lifelink. Hopefully don't have removal. Pass turn. Any rogues here? This is a rogue. So they do get the Drown in the Loch available to them once they attack in. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh man. I think I have to kill that right here, don't I? You can attack it with everything. All right, so we block here. Blocking before the other damage actually is interesting. So this has first strike damage. It kills us. I can Fatal Push before these guys hit in. We don't take as much damage, but I'm not dealing with the board in a super great way. I think that is better though. So let the damage go through. Fatal Push Torbrand now. Down to 8. Oh my goodness. Come on, come on, come on. All right, what do I have in the graveyard? I have a Thief, which does require me to shock myself. Oy! So much damage. But it's kind of the only play we got. Tinybones can block some stuff. Milling them 2 more means this has Death Touch, though. And it leaves up Spell Pierce, which might be important. I'm not sure if they have other stuff. Whew. Get that Torbrand out of there. This is insane. So we block here. We block here. They have Drown in the Loch, which means they can kill our Lurrus. But I have Spell Pierce to stop it, so this is the right play. Perfect. All right, that worked out. Down to 3. Gain life. Stay at 4. Okay, good, 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 good. Oh, Call of Deathweller too. Ooh. That's actually quite swell. We have Into the Story, but I think it's Oona into Call of Deathweller. Grab both of these guys. Dude, that was a huge play. And we get a hit in for life gain. Oh, that's good stuff. Surprised they scooped there. That was a little bit early, I felt like, but great stuff. Up against Archer, and yeah, good hand. Oona turn 2, Network to actually get in for, yeah, we have, this is a fantastic hand. We want one more land. Undercity Plunder is also another card I could go for on this turn as well. Let's go ahead and pass turn. Another 1-drop would be nice, like another Thieves Guild Enforcer would be pretty solid. Although some decks want this milled, so actually we're up against Core Spirit Dancer. Yes, so that is absolutely terrifying for us. I actually would like Network Disruptor to slow them down a smidge here. I wish that had haste, or had flash, I mean. I wonder if there's a way to give some more stuff flash. I think we need more black mana at the moment. Undercity Plunder. Just to slow him down. I think I do that on the next turn. We're gonna go Oona's Blackguard. We can mill them out pretty aggressively here. Having a Death Touch creature is very nice. Whoa, okay, so they didn't even have a untapped land. That is huge. And we found removal already. Life is so good. The land would have been amazing. Land would have been flipping amazing. But I think we gotta go ahead and go for the Blackguard here. I want to try to go for extra discard. If this hits in on next turn, they discard 2, and then Undercity Plunder discard 2 more. You know what? I don't want this to trade off there. The Death Touch is going to be nice. Down to 18 past turn. I mean, this is still a fantastic deck if they just have some decent stuff. Hushbringer does stop a lot of ETB effects. It doesn't counter this entering with an additional land counter though. So playing just more more Thieves is still a good play. Get in for this. I want to see if they'll actually block here. Yeah, so they discard 2 cards with this. Discard 2. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go for Undercity Plunder first or if I wanted to go for this first, but I think that forcing them to have to discard more things is going to either make them get rid of more enchantments and auras, or get rid of the other things. Drown on the Loch. Do I need to hold on to this Drown on the Loch? Undercity Plunder. Let's do this instead. Yeah, just go full on discard. I have a Death Touchy dude now as well. Lost a Stagger Insight. We get to find our land that we can play. Oh boy, oh boy. Shock myself for that. This can be a really good play later, but getting the 2 counters onto it is huge as well. So let's go ahead, Distributor. Yeah, I don't tap them. That's fine. I still get the counters onto it. Fine with that. They didn't discard any lands, so they could still have a land and still some other plays, but man, they're losing everything if we get a hit in with these guys. Drown on the Loch as well. They do have Selfless Savior, protect 1 thing. But they might do that in chance for blocks here instead. Sentinel's Eyes. Okay. Arcane Flight. Okay. So they have double blocks. And they exile stuff from Graveyard, which hurts our Thief. Ooh. Oh man, they're stopping the discard. Or the mill from Thieves Guild Enforcer. Soaring Thought-Thief can force them to still mill stuff over, which can be good. I'm kind of okay with stuff dying because I have the Call of the Death Dweller. How many cards in the graveyard? The lifelink is what's kind of annoying here. Thinking. I could also just counter whatever enchantments they play on the next turn as well, which isn't terrible. Bring this in as just another thing they have to deal with. I could attack in for 2. I'm fine with one of these guys dying. I can flash in Soaring Thought-Thief, and this can still kill the Hushbringer. That's not a bad play, actually. And then man, if I had another land, I could play Thought-Thief and the Drown of the Loch. Let's say no attacks for a turn. Everything I can do at flash speed, so. Last turn. The Selfless Savior is annoying. We're going to have to get through that at some point, but just having a bunch of creatures hit the battlefield is still pretty good as well. They've been stuck on the lands, which is great. Man, I hate that. Okay, do I need to counter that? I think just having the damage to the air is not a terrible play instead. Selfless Savior, yeah. I think I need Fading Hopes or something instead of just Drowning the Lochs. Like, some way to bounce stuff would be pretty awesome. They could have a Spell Pierce. Sentinel's Eyes. Just playing 2 more creatures with counters on them is pretty awesome. A lifelinky dude is annoying. But as long as I can get stuff into their graveyard at some point, like these Selfless Saviors, I'm okay. This gets their toughness up higher, though, which means Soaring Thought-Thief doesn't help. Yeah, sure, fine. And they had the Hushbringer, which is such a good play against us. See if they attack in. They do have Vigilant. Yeah, they have Vigilance. Okay, Soaring Thought-Thief. This does allow us to have them mill their stuff out, though, which is good. These guys are entering with counters. That's what matters. When we attack in, we will have them down low enough that life is great. And then we can bring stuff back with whatever dies. So yeah, attacking in. These guys get the buffs up with Death Touch. Maybe I should have gone with Oona as well there. All right, so they can't kill this. These guys will cause Death Touch. The only thing they really can kill is the Network Distributor. I'm kind of okay with that going to the graveyard. That blocks there. I wish I could kill my own guy. Maybe that's something I could do, actually. I could try to lock and kill my own guy so they don't gain life. It's not a huge swing for us. They're losing all of the cards in hand. Let's force that to happen first. Yeah, I'm fine with the life gain. Down to 2, they gain a bit more. We can do that on the next turn, and that's still pretty swell. Yeah, discard all the Cephs. So, Call of Deathweller lets me actually bring that back to tap down Hushbringer, which is something... Oh, wait, no! Because it stops the ETB effect. Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, okay. Windrobber. Get 2 counters onto you. Last turn. Nothing to escape back from the graveyard, so that's nice. We just need to get one of the Selfless Saviors off the battlefield so that another Thieves Guild can get through, right? So we're just going to try for Drowning the Loch now. Goes for Spell Pierce, that's fine. They're only gaining 4. So, let's see here. I think Call of Deathweller might be better later. It is a way for us to bring back Lurrus. But if they kill one of our 2-drop creatures now, that's pretty fine with me. Let's go all attacking. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some bad things about this, but still okay. What I probably should have done is gone Windrobber. Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, there we go. So that was still enough for lethal, I believe, or pretty dang close. Once he lost the Selfless Saviors, it was going to be game over soon enough. All I had to do was attack one by Thieves Guild Enforcers the next turns, and they would have to trade off there, lose all of the value that they had. Life was good. Not a whole lot of mill, but the power of Undercity Plunder is kind of interesting here. We could play out Tinybones and then Undercity Plunder, which could turn on Drowning Loch for like a couple cards. I'm not sure that's powerful enough. Even one other way to mill cards would be so much better here. We're gonna test this out. We're on the draw, so we can draw into a couple other cards. Like 2 other cards can add a lot of value to this hand. That's pretty good. Shipwreck Marsh. So we do want to get out Tinybones first. I think that just being able to draw the cards with this is going to be great. If it dies, oh well. Won't be fantastic, but, you know, whatevs. Ooh, Hive. Nice. Good timing there. All right, so Tinybones first. I'm expecting removal. No, they just go for Faithless Spending. All the draws. All right, so they actually want stuff in the graveyard, which means that we need to be a little bit more decisive with the type of removal. Although them filling the graveyard makes us draw the Loch even better. So they discard stuff. We get to draw cards. We really need to hold on to this Drown in the Loch because they're probably just reanimating this. Is it this turn or the next turn that they'd be doing that? I'm not so sure. Double discard on the next turn, though, could basically get them empty-handed, though. So let's just go ahead and play this out. And I think we're just attacking, playing Painful Bond if they don't have discard. Fine play by me. Last turn. Does make it into the story hurt us, but that's also okay. Considers. How dare they consider? Keeping Tinybones alive, is that worthwhile? Play Painful Bond. Thoughtseize 2. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so now we get to hold on to Drown in the Loch as well as play... I think it's still Undercity Plunder, though. I want to try to get them discard as many things as possible, although the Thoughtseize to actually get the thing we need, but we have Drown in the Loch to be able to take care of a lot of stuff. Undercity Plunder. Do you discard another one? They're giving us a free card. A land. Which can cycle, which is nice. It has one of our colors. We're just holding on to Counterspell for now. Swing in. We get to draw an extra card. We're at the discard now. This does fill up their graveyard even more. So let's go ahead and discard the Triome. Because I don't really need it here. And what else? One into the story. I really want to be able to hold on to my extra land. Painful Bond. I get to kind of play into the story here soon anyway. So maybe Painful Bond isn't the best, although it's easier to play. We'll drop the land. We should be able to find lands along the way. Oh, that's right. It goes into my graveyard. Oops. That's fine. All right, so Drown in the Loch. Music's Mastery. So now we discard their entire deck. Their entire hand, which is the, you know, the best play. All right, so let's Thoughtseize first just to see what's in their hand, because that could let us play other things. Final Parting. All right. Whew, all right, last card that was actually useful in their hand. It's Gonzo'd, and they could have still top decked something there. We didn't have the counter spell, but that worked out very well for us. Life is amazing. All right, guys, 8 games, 75% win rate with this deck. The two games I lost were in testing with this one. And so yeah, overall, this was a really powerful deck. Like every time I was playing it, it felt just super good. Or they just had like the perfect, like the few games I lost, it was just like, yeah, that's going to happen. There's games like that'll happen, but this just felt so powerful. I felt like we needed maybe one more piece of removal, either a Fading Hope, just like some way to bounce stuff would actually be really good, because Fatal Push does kill a lot of things, and it does work with our Windrobber, but I didn't actually have ways to go tutoring up lands or sacrificing my lands as much. I had the Scavenger Grounds, and I had some other lands in here just to try to help mill, help exile stuff whenever we needed to, but those are also ways I could sacrifice stuff for the Fatal Push. So I think 2 of is good there. Drown Loch is good removal as well once we get stuff filled up, but I think there is like just like one Fading Hope would be good. I initially had Brazen Borrower, but of course that can't be played with Lurrus. So yeah, Brazen Borrower doesn't work here. And so, Yeah, the deck is still really powerful. I really liked how much discard we had with this. Adding in the Undercity Plunders, adding in the Thoughtseizes, and then Oona's Blackguard to be able to kind of go off and just make that so where they didn't ever have a hand, they're always top decking against a tempo deck is so good. But the early game was something that could be pretty difficult for us, and turning the corner can be very difficult for us. And so it worked out almost every time there for us, but it's still scary stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so very much, and bye-bye.